Millions of adults over 60 begin their mornings with a familiar drink they believe helps them wake up and start the day safely. It feels comforting, routine, and almost automatic after years of doing the same thing every morning. But doctors have started noticing something surprising about what happens inside the body shortly after that first sip. In many older adults, blood pressure readings appear higher during the first hour after waking. This rise in pressure is often called the morning blood pressure surge. For most people, this surge is part of the body's natural rhythm as it prepares for activity. But certain habits during this time may quietly amplify the effect. Doctors began noticing that one common morning drink appeared frequently in these situations. It is a drink millions of people rely on every day to feel awake and energized. For many adults, the smell of this drink is almost inseparable from the idea of morning itself. Yet inside the body, this simple habit may interact with powerful biological changes already happening after waking. These changes involve hormones, the nervous system, and the cardiovascular system working together. When an additional stimulant enters the bloodstream at the same moment, the response may become stronger. This is why cardiologists sometimes ask patients a simple question about their morning routine, because the answer may reveal an important clue about what happens inside the body during the first hour of the day. The moment you wake up, your body begins shifting from nighttime repair into daytime activity. During sleep, your heart rate slows and blood pressure typically falls to its lowest level of the day. This nighttime drop in pressure is part of the body's natural recovery process. But as morning approaches, the brain begins sending signals that prepare the body to wake. These signals activate the sympathetic nervous system, often called the body's alert system. As this system turns on, the heart begins to beat slightly faster. Blood vessels also tighten slightly to help maintain circulation when the body stands and moves. Together, these changes help the body move smoothly from rest into activity. For most people, this process happens automatically without any noticeable symptoms. Yet inside the cardiovascular system, pressure levels may already be rising. Doctors call this increase the morning blood pressure surge. This surge is considered normal, but certain factors can intensify it. Age, arterial stiffness, hormones, and hydration all influence how strong the surge becomes. And when a stimulating drink enters the bloodstream during this exact moment, the effect may increase even more. To understand why, we need to look at one powerful hormone released every morning. Within minutes after waking, your body releases a hormone that helps you feel alert and ready for the day. This hormone is called cortisol, and it plays a key role in regulating energy, metabolism, and blood pressure. Doctors refer to this early morning hormone surge as the cortisol awakening response. Cortisol levels usually rise rapidly within the first 30 to 40 minutes after waking. This increase helps the body mobilize energy and prepare muscles and organs for activity. At the same time, cortisol also influences how tightly blood vessels contract. When blood vessels tighten slightly, blood pressure naturally increases. For younger adults, this increase is usually mild and short-lived. But after the age of 60, arteries often respond more strongly to hormonal signals. This means the same cortisol surge can create a larger rise in blood pressure. Now imagine adding another stimulant into the bloodstream at the same moment. Caffeine can stimulate the nervous system and increase alertness even further. When cortisol and caffeine act together, the cardiovascular response may become stronger. This interaction is one reason doctors sometimes question early morning caffeine habits. But the real surprise may not be the drink itself, but the timing of the first cup. For millions of people, the morning does not truly begin until the first sip of a familiar drink. The aroma alone signals the start of the day and brings a sense of comfort and routine. That drink, of course, is coffee. Coffee is one of the most widely consumed beverages in the world. For many adults, it feels like an essential part of waking up. And in moderate amounts, coffee can even provide certain health benefits. But caffeine, the natural stimulant found in coffee, also affects the cardiovascular system. Once caffeine enters the bloodstream, it stimulates the nervous system. This stimulation increases alertness and temporarily boosts heart activity. Blood vessels may also tighten slightly in response to caffeine. For younger adults, the body often adapts quickly to these effects. But after the age of 60, the same stimulation can sometimes produce a stronger response. This is especially true during the first hour after waking. Because at that moment, your body is already experiencing hormonal and nervous system activation. And when caffeine enters the bloodstream during this sensitive window, the pressure response may increase. To understand why this morning drink affects blood pressure, we need to look at how caffeine works inside the body. Caffeine is a natural stimulant that quickly enters the bloodstream after consumption. Within minutes, these molecules travel to the brain and nervous system. There, caffeine blocks a chemical called adenosine, which normally promotes relaxation and sleepiness. When adenosine is blocked, the brain becomes more alert and active. As a result, the nervous system releases signals that increase heart activity. The heart may begin to beat slightly faster and pump blood more forcefully. At the same time, certain blood vessels may tighten slightly. These changes can temporarily raise blood pressure. For most healthy adults, this increase is usually mild and temporary. However, in older adults, arteries may respond differently to these signals. Aging arteries are often less flexible and more sensitive to pressure changes. This means the same cup of coffee may produce a stronger blood pressure response after 60. The effect becomes even more noticeable when coffee is consumed immediately after waking. Because the body is already experiencing its natural morning blood pressure surge. One reason doctors pay close attention to caffeine and blood pressure after 60 has to do with how arteries change with age. In younger adults, arteries are usually flexible and expand easily with each heartbeat. This flexibility allows arteries to absorb pressure changes and keep blood flow stable. But as the body ages, arteries gradually become stiffer. Doctors often describe this process as arterial stiffness. When arteries become less flexible, they cannot absorb pressure changes as easily. This means pressure waves move more forcefully through the cardiovascular system. As a result, blood pressure may rise more quickly during stimulation. Caffeine stimulation can amplify this response. This does not mean everyone over 60 will experience the same reaction. But many cardiologists observe stronger blood pressure responses in older adults. This is why doctors often monitor blood pressure patterns carefully in this age group. The goal is not necessarily to eliminate coffee completely. Instead, doctors often focus on how and when caffeine is consumed. And surprisingly, the timing of the first cup may matter more than the drink itself. Many people believe the main issue with coffee is how much they drink, but doctors often focus on something else. The real concern may be the timing of that first cup. The first hour after waking is when the body experiences its strongest natural hormone activity. During this period, cortisol levels are already rising rapidly. Cortisol prepares the body for activity by increasing alertness and cardiovascular stimulation. At the same time, the nervous system is becoming more active. Heart rate begins to increase, and blood vessels respond to these signals. This natural transition already places the cardiovascular system under temporary stimulation. Now imagine adding caffeine during this exact moment. The combined effect of hormones and caffeine can create a stronger response in the body. This interaction may explain why some people notice higher readings after their morning coffee. Cardiologists sometimes recommend waiting before drinking caffeine in the morning. Allowing the body time to stabilize may reduce unnecessary cardiovascular stimulation. Even waiting 30 to 60 minutes can make a difference for some people. And there are several simple habits that can help the body handle the morning surge more comfortably. When cardiologists discuss morning blood pressure patterns, they rarely tell people to completely avoid coffee. Instead, many doctors focus on creating a gentler start to the morning. The goal is to allow the body time to transition naturally from sleep into activity. One of the first recommendations is simple hydration. After several hours of sleep, the body often wakes up slightly dehydrated. Drinking water soon after waking can support circulation and hydration. Doctors also encourage gentle movement during the first moments of the morning. Slow stretching helps blood vessels adapt gradually to pressure changes. Another helpful habit is calm breathing for a few moments before starting the day. Deep breathing activates the body's relaxation response. This may help reduce excessive nervous system stimulation. After this short transition period, the body may respond more calmly to caffeine. Many cardiologists suggest waiting 30 to 60 minutes before drinking coffee. This delay allows hormone levels to stabilize after waking. And that simple change in timing may reduce unnecessary cardiovascular strain. The first hour after waking may quietly shape how your cardiovascular system responds throughout the day. Small habits during this early window can help the body adapt more smoothly to rising activity levels. One of the simplest habits is starting the day slowly instead of rushing immediately into activity. Giving the body a few quiet minutes allows circulation to adjust gradually. Hydration also plays an important role during this transition. Even mild dehydration can influence blood pressure levels. Drinking water shortly after waking may support healthy circulation. Gentle movement can also help the cardiovascular system adapt. Light activity encourages blood vessels to adjust naturally to pressure changes. Calm breathing exercises may further support the body's relaxation response. Slow breathing helps balance the nervous system. Together, these habits create a smoother transition from sleep to full activity. After this gentle start, the body may handle caffeine more comfortably. These small adjustments do not eliminate the natural morning surge, but they may help the heart move through that transition with less strain. Each morning, long before your first sip of coffee, your body has already begun preparing for the day ahead. Inside the brain, a small biological clock quietly coordinates hormones, heart activity, and circulation. This system is known as the circadian rhythm. As morning approaches, the body begins shifting from rest toward activity. Hormones rise, the nervous system activates, and circulation increases. This transition naturally raises blood pressure for a short period. Doctors refer to this temporary increase as the morning blood pressure surge. For most people, This surge is a normal part of the body's daily rhythm. But certain habits during this time can amplify the effect. Caffeine, hormones, and nervous system stimulation may combine during the first hour after waking. This interaction may temporarily raise blood pressure more than expected. Understanding this timing helps explain why doctors sometimes recommend delaying morning coffee. Small adjustments in daily habits can support healthier cardiovascular rhythms. Paying attention to the body's natural signals may protect heart health over time. Sometimes the most powerful change begins with simply understanding how your body works each morning.